Hi, fishy folks, and happy Water Change Wednesday. Guys, today a little something different. The top 10 questions that I get asked on the regular basis, I'm going to answer for you right here. Before I go ahead and answer these top 10 questions, do me a favor. Go ahead and obliterate that subscription button. Gently boop the notification bell. And of course, check out my website, michaelsfishroom.com. All right, fishy folks, before I go over these top 10 questions, because it might be a long one, do me a favor, go grab yourself a snack and a beverage, and of course, let me know in the comments below what said snack, said beverages. My son's making some kind of chocolate wow cookie right now. My middle son and my youngest son are working on that, so as soon as we're done, I'm going up there and having some cookies. I do have a hankering for Haagen-Dazs coffee ice cream, though. Anyway, here we go. Top 10 questions I get asked on the regular. Number 10, what is your favorite fish? Let me think about that for a minute. What could be my favorite fish? Or is it cichlids? No. Possibly arowana? No. I know. Goldfish. Clearly, it's guppies. I love the guppy, and here's why. The variety. Different colors, sizes, shapes, fin shapes, tail shapes, all kinds of variety. And I like making new guppies. Not, oh, it's a pure strain made by this and this and the genetics and it's pink and it's green. No, I like mutts. Why? Because I'm a dumb guy and I don't know how to make a fancy fish, but I like the mutts because I find them to be a little more hardy, as well as I just love how they look. I have this 90-gallon tank full of mutts. I have 120 gallons worth of water outside full of mutts. I can't wait to bring those bad boys inside. They are gonna be stunning. All right. Number 9, what temperature do you keep your fish tanks at? Room temperature. Why? Because I'm cheap. And it would cost $1 million to heat 55 tanks. It cost a lot of money when I had a room heater in here. Now, I do have my gas heater on the wall, which I'll probably fire up as it gets colder outside. But we got a new heating system in the house, and I want to see what the temperature in the room stays at. I also have to build a wall here to help keep heat in, and then work on some insulation on the ceiling, which is going to be a legit disaster. So yeah, I keep it at room temperature, which currently is 75.3 degrees. Stays right around 75 pretty much all year in here, I think. So we'll see how that goes. I'm fine. I do have a heater in Chewy's tank. His tanks run about 81, 82 degrees. Any cooler, and I notice him not as active, so the flower horn folks said, keep it at 82, and that's what I do. All right, why don't you clean the glass on your tanks? Because I'm lazy. I mean, it doesn't get much more simple than that, right? No. I mean, I am lazy, but it's a working fish room. It's not a showroom. They're not show tanks. It's a working fish room. The algae on the tanks, the guppies and plecos can nibble on when they're hungry. Of course, the plecos will eat it all the time, but if the guppies get hungry, they'll just start picking at it. And I'm lazy. Number 7, how often should I change water? How often should I play the lottery to win? It's such an open-ended question with so many variables. I had to put the paper down because I got to talk with my hands. So, at a minimum, I need to know tank size, livestock in the tank, including shrimp and fish and anything else that's alive in the tank. Do you have live plants in the tank? What do you feed? How often do you feed? What kind of filtration do you have? How often do you change said filtration? And that's just at a minimum, but to sort of wrap this all up into a package, you want to change water when your nitrate level reaches a predetermined level. So let's just say it's 40 parts per million. That's what most people consider the safe zone. Some people with discus or more sensitive fish would say much lower. Me, I've seen 80 parts per million when I used to check water parameters, and all the fish were fine. So it is what it is. They say that over 40 parts per million, systems may take damage. So 40 parts per million, it's a good rule of thumb. So you have a 55-gallon tank. You feed regularly once a day. You feed decent quality flake food. Maybe you drop some algae wafers in there for the pleco. And from day 1 to day 14, you get 40 parts per million. Now you take 50% of the water out, assuming your water doesn't have any nitrates, boom, now your nitrates are at 20 parts per million when you fill it back up. Now it's going to take, on average, 7 to 10 days to reach 40 parts per million. You change your water again. So if you feed less or have less stock, it might take you longer to reach 40 parts per million of nitrates. So it's hard to tell the day, how many days will it take. What I can tell you is set yourself up for a predetermined level of nitrates. Boom, that's when you change your water when it reaches that level. See? Simple as pie. Pie. Pecan pie? Oof. Chocolate pecan pie with vanilla ice cream? See what I'm saying? I gotta stop. Alright, next question, number 6. How do you start to sell fish? I get asked questions like this a lot. How do you sell fish? How do you start to sell fish? Where do you buy fish? Wholesalers, blah, blah, blah. And the fact is, there are definitely some trade secrets I'm not giving away, and other people in the hobby won't give me the information either. I respect that. I had a discussion with somebody today, as a matter of fact. He's not going to tell me who his wholesalers are or let me see the wholesale list. He'll just give me a price, and if I want them, I want them. And that's fair enough. That's his business. I get it. How do you sell fish? A couple things you need to do ahead of time. You need to be marketable. Like, you need to be able to market yourself. If you just produce the best red cobra guppy in the world, but nobody knows about you, you're not going to sell any fish. So you gotta be able to market yourself. However that is, Facebook, have a website, band, whatever that thing is called, band, whatever, however you can do it, you got to do it. So you need to be marketable. You also need an outlet for your fish. If you, like I said, if you sell the best red cobra guppy, but nobody wants red cobra guppies in your area, doesn't matter. So you got to produce fish. You got to make fish or shrimp that people want. And like I said, you got to be marketable. You got to be able to get them to your customer. That's the last piece of advice. If you're not wanting to ship fish, you better hope there's a local fish store close to you that wants to buy anything you make. Number 5. Why do you treat fish in boxes so bad? Well, the fact is, I don't treat them bad. You know, if I take the box of fish and I go, oh look, there's fish in there, they're fine. You know how I know? Because I've been doing it for a while, and they don't get hurt. They don't die. They don't come out and, like, you know, all deformed. They're fine. When I did the unboxing of Chewy, people lost their mind because I wasn't like, oh my god, it's a fish, I must be. I just opened the box, like, whatever. They're fine. One time somebody said to me, how do you bag fish? And I'm like, oh, you know, I squeeze it and then I spin it. Oh my god, you spin the bag, they're gonna get dizzy. They're gonna be dizzy in the bag. In order to be dizzy, you need an inner ear. Fish don't have an inner ear, so they don't get dizzy. I'm not a genius. I'm just a dumb guy with a camera and a nice head, but I know they don't get dizzy. So I don't really treat fish poorly. I just don't treat them with kid gloves. I also treat my kids with kid gloves. Like, when I was a soccer coach, if you fell on the field, unless there was blood coming out or a bone protruding from your skin, you needed to get up and play. All right. What medications do you use? So this is sort of a two-part question. What medications do I use in quarantine, and what medications do I have in the fish room? So my quarantine procedure used to be ICX, erythromycin, and General Cure. And now I use ICX, General Cure, and Furan 2. I do have erythromycin a little bit left, but it's getting harder to get, blah, blah, blah. I also have Clout and Epsom salt and levamisole and fenbendazole in the fish room. But if I really need something, I have some other meds like ICure from API that I got from a free thing, and like Fungus Away or Fungus Cure, whatever the API. I got it free probably last year at the Clash in the kids tank contest, so I have those. But if I really needed a medicine, I would just buy it. Like, I'd drive down to Delaware to Super Cichlids and get it, or I'd order on Amazon overnight if I really needed it that bad. But you know, that's what I quarantine with and what I have in the fish room. If you do any live bearers, I certainly suggest levamisole, fenbendazole, and I love the the parasite flake from Everything Aquatic. They have a quad flake and a duo flake, Dina from Everything Aquatic. Love them. I'm looking over there because I'm looking at the food, the medicated food. So that's the medicines I keep in the fish room and what I QT with. Number 3, what plants do you use in your guppy tanks? For the most part, I use Java moss. I do have some kabamba. I have some naja grass in some tanks. Not very much because I kill it. I have pothos, and the pothos, like whatever tank it's in, is a big. There's Riccia, which floats. Doesn't really give a lot of good hiding spots, although I have seen guppies in there. It does suck up nitrates just like duckweed, though. But for the most part, for the guppy fry to hide in, I use Java moss. Keith from KG Aquatic sent me some other mosses. They're fine. I don't remember what they were called. Java moss is easy to remember, so that's what I have. And the kabamba, which you can't see because the tank's off. I like the kabamba now. Number 2, what foods do you feed? So I really like the Cobalt Ultra line, and I'm not just saying this because they're a sponsor of mine. You guys know they're a sponsor of mine, but the reason why I asked them to sponsor me is because I really like their foods. So I love the Guppy Ultra Pellet. I feed that every third time I feed. It's that. I love the Guppy, the Cobalt Color Flake and the Cobalt Worm Medley. I'm fine. And what else from Cobalt? Oh, Smartemia I love. And I do feed the cichlid pellets to Chewy. I have some Predator sticks. Chewy's not a big fan, so I might just end up crushing those up in the pepper mill and feeding them to the guppies. But I also like the Ocean Nutrition Discus Flake and Brine Shrimp Flake. And Northfin Community Pellet I feed a little bit, and I can't wait to try the Northfin Flake food. My friends Mark and Lisa from supercichlids.com in Dover, Delaware, they have a brand new, ginormous store. All the tanks are 75-gallon tanks. 3 rows. I think there's 100. It's over 100 tanks, I tell you that. She has a 530-gallon display tank with some South American cichlids. They got a 300-gallon display tank with Africans. It's just a gorgeous store. You got to check it out. Grand opening, middle of September. I'll be there. But I buy all my foods from her. Love Super Cichlids. But they have Northfin Flake food. I think they were the first company in the United States to sell it. I know they were taking orders last week. And I know that they're almost sold out. So if you want it, you should supercichlids.com. I can't wait. Lisa has some samples for me. Can't wait to try it. I love the Northfin kelp wafers and the Krill Pro. I got the 6 mil pellets for Chewy. I thought, that's what I'd feed him. He doesn't like it. He doesn't like it. So I crush it up in the pepper roll. Boom. Guppies love it. And Cobalt for plecos. My favorite, of course, is the French cut green beans. I also feed them watermelon, squash, green peppers. Shrimp and veggie pellets from Northfin, kelp wafers. No, scratch that. Shrimp and veggie pellets from Cobalt, kelp wafers from Northfin. And I tell you, I'm not a big fan of the tropical discs for the... I bought them, not a fan. But I love the Cobalt, love the Northfin. Supercichlids.com is where I get all my food. You should buy your food there too. I think if you spend over $39, you get free shipping too. So that's pretty sweet. Final question. Why are your tanks so dirty? Well, to tell you the truth, I don't think they are dirty. The question you're asking is, what is the brown stuff on the bottom of your tank? It's moam. Moam is decomposing organics. Yes, is there some poop in there? There sure is. There's also decomposing food and decomposing plant matter. And there could even be decomposing snails or a dead fish. Is that good? No, but it could be there. Anyway, the moam has microorganisms that the guppy fry and the pleco fry nibble on all day. It's like an all-you-can-eat buffet. That's why I keep moam in my tanks. Now, there are some breeders that have pristine tanks. As an example, Dean from Aquarium Co-op. His tanks are immaculate, and he can breed anything. He can breed probably 2 male angelfish. Boom, they have fry. I don't know how he does it. He's amazing. His tanks are pristine. My tank's not pristine, and I don't really care. If it works for me, it works for me. If it doesn't work for you, don't do it. But if it worked for you, it's fine. There's just a different way of doing things, and that's okay, folks. Those were the top 10 questions I get asked regularly on my website, michaelsfishroom.com, through email, michaelsfishroom@gmail.com, and on my Facebook group. Guess what it's called? Michael's Fish Room. If you want to ask me a question, email is best. If you send them to the website or ask them on Facebook, I'll get them, but I don't answer them as fast usually because it's like another click or two. Actually, the website I have to go look at, but Facebook, it's a couple clicks, and I'm lazy, so email me, michaelsfishroom@gmail.com. All right, fishy folks, that does it for today's video. Top 10 questions I get asked. I hope to do this in another couple months with another top 10 questions. So I hope you liked it. Leave your comments down below about what you think, and if you have more questions, leave them. I'll start actually tracking them and putting them in a little file and going, oh, that's a good question. I'll use that next time. So michaelsfishroom.com, check it out. Hope everyone has a great day. Peace. At a minimum, in order to be somewhat kind of accurate, I need to know how big the tank is, what the inhabitants are, plants, live or fake, wow. For the most part, for hiding, for guppies, guppy hiding, that's good. All right, number 2, what feeds do you food? No, that's wrong. There's also decompar. Dean from